Skyler McAffrey, kinesiology 220, splinting a forearm. First, we're going to obtain consent from the patient. Are you hurt?
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Now that we have the consent of the patient, we're going to do an exam to see what's wrong. What's hurting?
My forearm.
Your forearm? Is it hurt to the touch?
It is tender.
Okay. Can you move your wrist?
No.
What about your fingers?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. I'm just going to feel your fingers. They're not cold to the touch, so we still have blood circulation. Okay. We're going to apply an ice pack for as long as the patient can tolerate, or 20 minutes. We're going to put a protective barrier between the ice and the skin so we don't get the skin too cold. After the 20 minutes, we can remove the ice pack and start splinting. Now I'm going to apply a splint to your arm. We're using a rigid splint today, and we have a thick magazine. I'm going to slide the magazine between the patient's body and his arm. Okay, now you can move your hand. And supporting both sides, I'm going to have the patient hold underneath the splint. Usually, we would secure with a cravat, but we're going to use scarves as a replacement. We want to be sure not to apply the cravat directly on top of the area of the site of pain, so I'm going to secure it just above and below. Now that we have one done, we can move to the second one. We want to be sure not to wrap the scarves too tight, or we will possibly cut off circulation and blood flow. But we want to tie it tight enough to where the splint is doing its job. And then secure the cravat just like the other. Okay. Now that we've applied the splint, we're going to put his arm in a sling for even more support. For this, I'm going to use a larger scarf so that I can wrap it around his neck. I'm going to go right underneath the affected arm to the opposite side of the body. I'm going to leave a little extra in the back to make sure I have enough to tie. Next, I'm going to apply the wrap, making sure that we can still see the fingers to make sure they aren't cold and that we still have circulation. And I'm going to tie this in the back. Okay. Does that feel secure? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we're going to apply a body wrap around his body so his arm stays close to the body until we can get him proper medical care. For this, we're just going to ask the patient to lean forward and lift this arm up, the unaffected arm. We're going to wrap this scarf behind the patient and secure on this side. The splint and sling is now stabilized. Thank you.